Welcome back to the Live Free Universe. I am YG Reno and thank you very much for joining me. If you would please like, share, and also subscribe. And please leave a comment down below in case you want me to talk about anything or if you may have anything on your mind. Today we're talking about the importance of car maintenance. I'm bringing this up because of the fact that a lot of times we see our cars as luxuries and assets rather than being tools and liabilities. A lot of times you can own a car and feel like just because you own it, that's just the end all be all, when there are a lot of things that go into it. Learning how to fix your own car, knowing how to change your tires and also change your own oil, and also know how to check your radiator, check all your levels to make sure your car is running efficient, is something that I think everybody needs, not just young men, but all people. Because of the fact that when you take your car to a mechanic, a lot of times, they're telling you the problems that they see, not much less they're telling you the problems that they see. They're telling you the problems that you may just need to just only take care of, meaning a lot of times you bring it in because the car's running hot and you got a radiator issue, but then you also got a battery issue, and then they turn around and say your muffler is leaking. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times it's best for you to know how to fix your own car to save you money, one, but to also know what they're talking about when they tell you something's wrong with your car. You want to know the ins and outs of your car so that whenever you do let somebody drive it, or when something does happen, you're more able to pinpoint where the issue is because you're already familiar with how your car operates and everything that goes on within it. Me personally, I like sound systems. I think anybody, if you get a car, should always, unless you get a luxury vehicle with a Bose sound system or something really nice, I feel like every person should always have the experience of changing out their sound system in their car and upgrading to something really, really beautiful, because a lot of times these cars, the radio's trash. That stereo is trash. Owning tools and learning new tricks about your vehicle. This goes along with learning the ins and outs of your vehicles. You want to own tools. A lot of people don't own tools. I definitely own tools for sure. You should at least own a hammer, a flathead screwdriver, a Phillips screwdriver, and Allen keys. Like, you want to own enough so that you can take care of the little stuff. As far as your car goes, you're gonna need the tire iron. And take off your tire, you need to also understand the size of bolts and nuts, and so that you're not sitting there looking like an idiot in front of people. It's not so much as looking like an idiot in front of people, but not being dependent when you're alone and you have these issues creep up on you. What type of car to buy? I think everybody should have the experience and the knowledge of understanding what kind of car works for what kind of person. A lot of times people just want a car that looks nice, and a lot of times that car looks nice, but the engine isn't made for high performance. A lot of times the engine's made for just regular performance, and the car looks good. Because think about it, right? Honestly, how long have they had cars that get from 0 to 6 in 5 seconds, 4 seconds? You know what I'm saying? They've been had this stuff. So a lot of times this technology is regurgitated into new forms and new vehicles. So a lot of times you're buying a vehicle that might have the same exact engine like optimizations as like cars like 5-10 years ago. You wouldn't know it because they don't upgrade cars in order for you to keep them long term, or for you to even be able to do anything within your wildest dreams. They're consumer-made products. They're made for you to buy, and they're gonna break down for you to fix. They're all made to be perishable. So learning the type of car to buy helps you distinguish a good purchase from a bad purchase. Knowing who to buy from. Me personally, I say if you're going to buy a new car, buy a car 3 years old, so that way you get the most amount of depreciated value already taken off the vehicle if you're gonna go to a dealership. But if you're gonna be buying from actual people, you need to know who you're buying from. A lot of times, if you buy from an old person or older elderly, you're gonna get the greatest deal. Or if you get it from somebody who is a working professional that only uses the car for just work. But a lot of times you buy these cars from these knucklehead kids, or you buy these cars from people that may own the car, but they don't really care about the car. They just drive it whenever it's broken down. They just send it straight to the mechanic. People like this, you really need to pay attention to, because a lot of times they sell you these cars, and these cars are no good for you, man. They run good until you just drive it off the street. Next thing you know, you try to start it the next day, and it don't start. And also, a lot of times these people just be like, yo, you know what? You bought it, it's yours. Saving money at all costs except for quality. I think when it comes to cars, that is the number one rule. You want to find a quality vehicle that you can get, the best quality vehicle that you can get for your money, and then aim at the lowest type. Meaning like this, right? If I want to buy a Honda right now, I'm not going to go buy a 2021 Honda. I'm going to try to buy a 2018 Honda. Why? One, depreciative value is already at its most, so now I'm going to get the highest value that I can for a new vehicle that's not been touched and been driven off the lot, though it may be outdated by 3 years. But what's 3 years? You know what I'm saying? Technology doesn't even move. I mean, technology moves pretty fast now, but it doesn't move that fast that a 3-year-old car can't keep up with a car that's just put out right now. Also, in terms of quality, when you're going to buy a used car, like buying a used car that you can maintain within a budget. Because a lot of times you buy cars like Benz, BMW, Lexus, what's another one of them nice ass cars? Man, I can't think of one right now. But you know, these luxury vehicles, you buy them used because you know somebody that owned it, they're trying to get rid of it, and you always wanted to have this car. You are gonna suffer with owning the problems of that vehicle. And also, because that vehicle is deemed luxurious don't mean high quality, it means expensive as fuck. So now you're gonna have to have that money to pay and take care of that car. And that car is not a child. That car does not have the ability to give you anything in return unless you use it towards work purposes like transportation or delivery services, or to get you from one point to another point because you merge. But at this point, the way the internet's working, do you really think a car is going to be a valuable asset outside of doing like rideshare services, some shit like that? And at that point, if you're gonna be doing delivery and rideshare services, why get a new car? You may as well get an old one. You can get a high tax return, you can get a high tax deductible off of it still because you made a purchase towards a car. Plus, you can save all that extra money and buy something else better with it. Unless you're using credit. I mean, you have some fun with some credit. I'm learning, like there's a lot of great pages. One of my favorite people, his name is Richard Fain. He always talks about leveraging credit and the use of good credit. But then there's also Dave Ramsey's. That's the left part of my mind. That's the left part of my mind. He tells me, yo, credit is bad, use cash. But you know, I believe that both systems work in practicality, not in every circumstance. When you are making a car purchase, there are a few tips that I think that you should know. One, when leveraging with cash, never, ever, ever tell them that you're paying with cash when you walk in the door. When you walk in the door and you say you're paying with cash, there are front-loaded fees and things that they could add to that cash sale that they wouldn't add if you were going to get a loan from a bank. So you want to play it as if you're going to get a loan and then put the cash on the table when it comes time to the sales and negotiation at that spot. That's when you want to bring it. But before that, when they say, hey, what brings you in? How are you paying for your car? You say, I'm going to see if I can get a nice bank loan. Or you're going to say, we'll see how the financing goes when we get there. First, I just want to see what I can get. Always know you can control the board. It's your purchase. Knowing how to walk away. Look, walking away sucks when you really want something and somebody's making you feel really bad about not buying what you think you want. But walking away is a tremendous value because then you're able to see your indulgences become practical and realistic. so that you can really take chance to examine them. You know, you ever heard of that? Somebody makes you mad or somebody does something, you stop, freeze, and count to 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know what I'm saying? It just don't work, right? But still, take time and think about it. Because, you know, if you don't walk away, you can get stuck with a 5-6 year purchase with a price tag that you could have spent that on something way better and bought a car that was way cheaper and got you to the same point A to the same point B. And last, during negotiations, aim low, and plan to meet in the middle. If the car's $2,000, aim for $1,200 and try to settle at $1,500 or $1,700. I'm serious, I'm not kidding. I laugh, but I'm not kidding. People trying to sell things, unless it's a store and it has an absolute value, or somebody says, no haggling. Everything's a deal. So always have the best foot on your side and have your best intentions already lined up. I know this wasn't completely about car maintenance, but it was still a video about cars. Oh man, yeah. I just turned 33 yesterday. Happy birthday to me. For all y'all, thank you very much for watching the video. Be safe, and I will see you real soon. Also, please like, share, and subscribe. And also, leave a comment if you have any questions.
Ain't no sentiments for poor dads and simpletons. Nah. You friends with them, you unlike them, you stupid. You stupid. All of this got a lot of chains and whips. Yeah. Slave to the trends, but you still a piece of shit.